You got to learn how to ask. That's what it comes down to in this life.
Yeah.
I never learned how to ask. Look at me. You got to be
that's
able to
a
guy
fact.
that just be able to go up straight to somebody at like a bar. Everybody looks like they're friends. You don't know anybody. You got to go straight up to that guy. Put your hand out. Say, I want something from you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you got to be aggressive about it. Not even ask once. You got to ask 3,000 times.
You got to follow up. You get their email.
show up.
That
just
thing where
hound
it's
them.
like you don't even like, you ever get an email, you don't even know how, you never met this guy.
Right.
This guy got an email from somebody else. That's the second step.
Yeah.
You got to be so bold that you don't even ask for the guy's email. You ask somebody else, hey, I want that guy's email.
Yeah.
And they give it to you. And next thing you know,
It's crazy. You needed a recommendation just to do a bringer at some of these places.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, just in life, though. I mean, you think you need the recommendation to do the bringer, but that's because you don't know how to ask.
Right.
Some guys are just going to walk straight in like, no, I want this right now.
Yeah.
You're the guy. I'm talking to you. I want it. And it's like, I think that audacity is going to open up doors.
I worked at a car wash, and they hired this guy, Bobby Resigliani or something. I don't know. Some real Italian dude. Anyways, he's like 54, and they just said, hey, the boss goes, look, I worked there for 10 years at this time. I've been begging the boss. I go, listen, can I just have Saturdays off? I work all the time. Can I just have Saturdays off and maybe one day get out of here at 3:30 or 4? He's like, we can't do it. It's impossible, right?
Yeah.
This dude, Bobby Resigliano, not only does he come in, gets Saturdays off, gets to leave every day at 4,
Yep.
and he got them to buy him a brand new buffer, his own buffer.
Wow. See, the guy knows how to ask.
Then he faked a back injury.
Yeah, exactly. He knew how to ask for the insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some guys in this life are too scared to, what are they going to think? Oh, they're going to get mad at me. It's like, no, once you got to get that out of your brain.
He wasn't afraid to ask. It was snowing out, and he comes running over. They were pushing a car.
Yeah.
Nobody asked him to push the car. He just runs over, pushes it for 3 seconds. And this is after weeks of him asking us to close the garage door on his back. I think I told you
that's
about
the guy.
this. Yeah. And anyways, after weeks of that, and then he wanted us all to lie. Dude, he's like, come on, man, you seen me? He didn't even want us to lie. He thinks that we really thought he heard it. It's like, dude, you put one hand on the car. I was like, I didn't see you
wow.
fall or nothing. You know, we weren't about to lie for the dude.
just the audacity to ask somebody else to be complicit in your crime.
You know,
To be complicit in insurance fraud. And there's nothing in it for you. He's not offering you money.
Yeah.
He's just like, hey, do this for me.
they moved him to another department, actually, and he stayed there for like a year and just finally quit. Can you imagine having to fake back injury
Wow.
for a year?
Yeah, that's like a job where you're up doing stuff, too.
Yeah, they moved him. They just moved him to a chair where he just sat there all day, cut his pay.
Wow.
Yeah, he said, we could just put you in this department. It's less money, but you just punch orders in on a computer.
See, you haven't talked to that guy in a while. That dude, you go back right now, he's president.
He quit being my friend after I wouldn't lie to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just look away.
See, that's the other thing. That's the other lesson you got to learn. You got to be willing to walk away.
Yeah.
If you're the guy who's like, if you're bold enough to just ask for people straight up, I want this right now, they say no. It's like, I'm out.
Right.
You take off your apron, you throw it down.
Yeah, you can't be one of these guys that's always threatening.
Yeah, well, you can't be all talk. It's about, instead of being the guy who's in your head and thinking like, oh, do I got to do this? Should I do that? It's like, no, action.
It's the
Action,
same-
action, action.
Same as the meaningless threats in the relationships. A girl, maybe that first 2 or 3 threats, then, you're like, okay, this girl's just,
Uh-huh.
she might really leave me. I better pull. But after about the 7th or 8th time she's getting out of the car, you're letting her walk. You're like, all right.
I mean, the lesson you learn is you should have, the first time, you got to nip this in the bud.
Right.
You got to go where you stay.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I got stuff to do.
We're not playing games. You want to threaten me. You want to walk outside the car.
Yeah.
You ever have that happen? You got to sit on the side of the road. Your girl's just standing there. She's mad at you.
Oh, yeah.
If cars are blowing by.
People think there's something wrong with your
Get
car.
in the car, Becky. Yeah, people are pulling over. Do you need help?
No.
And then she's all trying to get in his car.
Yeah. But, I mean, any situation, it's like you get far enough in life thinking that you're waiting for your chance. You're waiting for somebody to offer something to you. It never comes. You can sit all day at the bar. You're looking at the girl across the bar. It's like, oh, what's my in? How am I going to do this? You're supposed to just walk across the room.
Right.
You got to go, straight forward.
I'm in finance.
You don't even got to lie. You say, hey, I'm poor.
Yeah.
But if you look her right in the eye, and you say it with some confidence, then it's like things start opening up for you.
Yeah, because she is too.
I think. I mean, I've never actually done it, but
Would you? Are you going to start changing it? Because you've been saying this for years, but you never made the adjustment. You know the
I
answer.
can't. Oh yeah, absolutely. I know all the answers, but it's like no, I'm not actually doing it. I
But
mean, it's
why
just
not make the change?
I can't do it. I don't know.
Just go up and ask somewhere.
I mean, this my entire life. I could be doing that.
You gotta start small. Like, just go to the corner store and ask for change for a 20.
Oh yeah.
Work it out a little.
Well, I mean, at least I can stand up for myself now. Where it's like when I used to get ripped off for $1 or something, I would, just let it
Yeah.
roll. Now it's like, okay, I know how to talk to the bodega guy now. It's like, I
Right.
gave you a 10.
It's me.
Well, no, it's like I know I gave you a 10. You know I gave you a 10. It's like
Right.
let's quit the charade.
The 10's still sitting there.
Exactly. I mean, they'll usually cooperate at that point.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, no, we're in a situation where I need something from somebody. There's a person of power. I can never be the guy who just walks straight up. And
I did one time. I really asked boldly at a club. It was a New York comedy club. Dude, I really went bold. I was just in the zone.
Yeah.
And, dude,
Having a good day.
Yeah, I was just done with this bullshit.
Yeah.
And it was like after the pandemic, dude, there was like 4 audience members in the place. And I was just like, I've been here every day for a week. It's after the pandemic, so it was a little slow.
Yeah.
But like Tuesday, Wednesdays, I'm like, you see all these comics on the lineup that you knew that just started they're at the open mics 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I said, what seriously is it? What's the deal? I asked like 5 comics. Can you recommend me? Can you give me an audition? Can you do this? So one comic was like, oh, you just need to email, gave me the email. And then they're like, you gotta, just really be, bold about how good you'd be for the club and know you're ready for the position. So I sent this email. I'm like, I got these followers. I got this. I could go up and you put me on any show.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I could do. Just give me the opportunity. I'll make your club a better club. About 3 emails, no response. Just tried to send an email 2 weeks ago, still no response. I think asking in that situation.
No, here's the
ruined it.
problem. This comic gave you the runaround. That was
Right.
the problem. You don't emailing is something. You see an email, you just go like this. The email's
Right.
gone. You got to go right in someone's face.
Yeah.
They can't look at you. Look them eye to eye.
Yeah.
And most people in that situation, people get intimidated. They don't want to. They feel bad.
Right.
You trigger their human empathy at that point.
Yeah.
Now they're actually looking right at you, not just on a screen bothering you. People
Wow.
get 100 emails. You know how it is. You get a bunch of emails. It's like, this is just chores I got to deal with. You're not in a good mood. So it's like, you got to be like, if you're bold, being bold means walking right up to the person who can help you out and being like, no, you're going to help me out.
Who's the person? Yeah.
Who's the person? And not only is like, oh, this person, oh, he's busy eating lunch. It's like, no, you take his lunch and you push it aside.
Right.
It's like, bam.
We gotta get down to business.
Yeah. We got something we got to talk about. You frame it like the conversation's already been going. It's like, we got to finish talking about that thing. And
It's
then,
funny.
lay it all on the table.
How it's so much perspective. Like if there's somebody that you feel like is about to be huge one day, they get so much more respect. They may never. There's probably so many comedians that like in the 80s and 90s, everybody's like, oh, that's gonna be the guy, and then nothing happened.
Uh-huh.
But they had the confidence. But maybe their life got in the way. They got married, quit comedy.
Well, most guys we know who have like actually come up, we saw them being when they were just regular. Now they're like big. Those weren't the guys who like swagger into the room and start shaking hands and asking. They were just, you play it cool. Things kind of work out for them.
Yeah.
The problem is that that's not us.
Right.
You gotta really like. It's just like people say about like a hot girl. Everybody's intimidated. How am I going to talk to her? And nobody ends up talking to her.
Yeah.
Because she's hot.
Ha.
So, but it's like, no, if you're actually the guy who has that weird thing in his brain where there's a light that's on in my brain that it's like, I got to turn that off.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing is, that like self-conscious thing.
Yeah.
You got to switch that dial off for maybe just like 5 minutes where it's like, boom, I'm beeline across the room. I want this right now.
I've been going on some dates recently, exactly what you're talking about. And,
Yeah.
dude, I made a change. You know, I was sitting on this date, and I'm all nervous. I'm all sitting all weird on the date, looking at her. Everything's awkward on dates. Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Uh-huh.
And really, it's the dumbest thing. Yeah, I took karate for 3 weeks. Wow, you know, that's incredible. Can you
you watch
stuff?
cars?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man. And, dude, so anyways, I went on about 4 dates. Actually, since I've been gone, I've been on about 4 dates. And 2 were with the same girl. But I just realized on this date last night, like, I just switched it. I'm like, first off, I'm looking at this girl like, yeah, she's pretty. And I'm like, but, I'm over here all desperate. Dude, I kicked back. Didn't even give a shit. Nothing happened. I didn't even kiss her. I didn't even attempt it. I'm just like, I'm done with the whole, being a comedy should be the same way, but being on a date and being like wanting somebody to like you is such a ick.
Well,
man.
the difference here between what we're talking about with a job and a relationship is, you're not the goal of a relationship is to come together on something. It's not like, oh, I want something. It's just like a sex thing, but it's like you're going into this date trying to find some of the chemistry that comes together. Whereas when we're walking into a comedy club or you're walking into your job interview, it's like, no, I want this fucking job.
Right.
You know exactly what I want.
I don't
this even
money.
really like you.
Right.
I just need you to get me. You just gotta sign my name on the thing, and then I can be in.
Right.
And it's like you can't think about a date as being like it's not a job interview. It's not like you're trying to win a contest.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, you have to like each other. It has to be a mutual thing. But
Yeah,
it's like when we're talking
mutual.
about like, you walk into your job, or it's like, no, I want Saturdays off. I've been here. I take Saturdays off from now on.
Yeah.
And you grab their hand and you make them, right?
Yeah. The problem is, bosses nowadays, they'll just be like, well, you could leave. We'll get a little 17-year-old kid in here.
I used to think that. That's because you've never done it.
Yeah.
You saw what happened to the other guy.
Right.
It worked out for him.
And he was like 55 years
You've seen
old.
the lesson that we've learned again and again in every situation that we're in like this. It's always the bold guy who's like, it's going to work out.
You got to come in like,
especially, we're not trying to walk into the Knicks.
Right.
We're not trying to walk into a situation where we're not qualified. It's a situation where it's like, no, I'm going to be just as good as everybody else here.
Right.
It's just, let's make this happen.
Yeah, it's just, come on now. There's 7 people in the room. Let's just make it
you don't
happen.
even got to you're still trying to negotiate it logically.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, no, that. It could be 100 people in the room.
Yeah.
Put me on right now or else.
I know a comedian. You know him too. He told me that what he does, he's so bold, he asked for a wheelchair at the airport, and he's perfectly fine. It's just so he could board the plane early.
Right.
That's crazy to ask for that.
It's just entitlement.
Yeah.
The guy sees himself as being,
He was the guy that used to go to LOL and ask all the time.
I mean, that's the lesson we learn.
Yeah.
Guys like me and you always think, oh, I can never get in a wheelchair. It's wrong.
Right.
But clearly you see how we're doing.
Right.
Yeah, this other
Dude.
guy, you're winning. The winners in this world are the people who are like bold enough to, it's like, no, I should be president.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you just got to make your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with another guy. He kind of did the same thing no matter where we were. He just told him what it was. He just talked real fast, not let him get a word in.
I mean, look, you might get fired once or twice, but those kind of guys, they'll walk into another job.
Yeah.
They'll walk into a fucking bank. And, I want give me money right now. Fortune favors the bold.
I'm going to start asking. Wow, I like that. Fortune. Is that one of those Japanese things?
No, I think that's like it's like ancient Greece or something.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like Marcus Aurelius or whatever. Fortune favors the bold.
I'd love to, one thing I'd love to see, if somehow everything in your brain, if we could put down on paper, how do you hold all that shit in there?
Hey, man.
I can't believe you knew about the Coca-Cola thing.
This is the 12th grade.
Yeah.
We learned a lot in that last year of high school.
Yeah, 12th grade will teach you a lot.
Yeah, you got to go back.
I should have did.
That's got to be your YouTube series right there.
Me going to 12th grade.
Going back to high school, yeah, like Happy Gilmore.
Man, can you imagine?
Yeah.
I should have really paid attention. I had a buddy. He really wanted to learn,
Yeah.
and it changed his life. He learned.
Even in school, though, there were those guys who were, it's like the guy who would just go up to the teacher on the final exam. And it's like, hey, I can't do this, but you still got to pass me.
Right.
Those guys who are like, because everybody else in the room is all nervous. People think about their teacher back in the day. It's like the same way you think about your boss, where it's like, oh, if this person likes me, then they can do this and that. That's the wrong attitude to take.
Right.
The attitude to take is like, no, I deserve this. And then you just bully them enough that eventually they give it up.
I think I'm gonna have to start doing that. See, I'm a little bit that type of guy. Like I'm a little out of pocket, little loose.
Yeah, you're out of pocket until you get to the person who's actually has power. Then all of
yeah.
a sudden it's like,
Then my
oh,
hands are in
yeah,
my
I was wondering,
pockets.
can I do 5 minutes?
Yeah, you're right.
I'll do it at the end of the show.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
mind.
the audience can leave. I just want to go on.
Just 5,
Yeah,
please.
please, yeah.
I'll do it in front of that new waitress.
Yeah, right. Pull out your hat. And you're trying to give them, yeah. But yeah, that's not how this world works. The world works with the people who are the most bold. Donald Trump, he just got indicted. He just got convicted 34 felonies.
Wow.
This dude did not slow down for a second. He walked right out of the courtroom. It's like, no, we're back to work.
How do you
That
just,
shit doesn't count.
Wouldn't you go to jail? If I got 34 felonies, I'm not walking out of the courtroom.
Exactly. You're not. I'm not either. That kind of guy who's like, no, fuck it. This doesn't count. I'm out.
Wow.
He just walked out, and yeah, he's still going to get sentenced in a few weeks, but it's going to be nothing.
You don't think he's going to jail? 34 felonies?
It was like a Class E felony. It's like, this is like paperwork fraud. So
Wow.
it's like, yeah, most likely he just gets like a fine or something small. But a guy like that, imagine it being, you go up to, you're in the 1980s, New York City is a shithole. You know, the country is sort of falling apart. You walk into a bank and you say, hey, give me $1 billion. I'm going to open a casino in Atlantic City. Atlantic
Right.
City is a shithole.
Right.
They're like, no, we're not going to do it. And then they're like, no, yes, actually you are. You borrow $1 billion from them. You build a gigantic casino in Atlantic City and you go bankrupt within like 2 years. Nothing. Any other guy, that would be like, that would ruin you.
Right.
Donald Trump's like, nah, fuck that. That's your problem now.
Wow.
I owe you $1 billion. Good luck. I'm going to open up another building here in New York City, and I'm going to become the president. And it's like, you don't take no for an answer.
I know you read his book. Was that something somebody wrote about him, or is that like he wrote it about? Like he had somebody write it, but it's like he said the words.
Yeah. I mean, all of his books, they're all like, it's just him talking to a guy.
Right.
Yeah. He just sort of leans back in the chair and,
Wow.
talks some shit.
There had to
forward.
be some interesting paragraphs in that book.
I've read some of those books. I mean, like, you can tell it's not him writing, but it is like, it's the kind of book it's like, this is a guy smoking a cigar in a seat.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about women.
Yeah.
And you just start.
Here's the whole problem.
Yeah.
They gotta eliminate breast reduction.
But just imagine the boldness of asking for $1 billion, knowing that you're probably not going to give it back,
Right.
and then knowing that you're fucking over all these people, but it's like, no, I'm still doing it. Money is not real.
And guys like him, he has the money, so I would be interested to see how he would act in a position where he has no money at all. I wonder if that would change.
That's the thing with Donald Trump. He doesn't actually have the money.
Well, he
It's
could pull
constant.
it out.
You think so? That's the same. That's how he keeps borrowing money.
Yeah.
He's constantly borrowing money and just he's constantly either bankrupt or he has $1 billion. So it's just money flowing in and out.
Yeah.
But those kind of guys always want to ask for more. Me personally, once I get over my credit card, if I run up like $1,000, I get nervous.
Right.
I got to figure out how am I going to pay this back. Some guys get to $1,000 and they're like, well, I already got him for $1,000.
Yeah.
Why not borrow like 40,000 more?
Right.
Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I'm already in the hole.
And those guys end up figuring it out.
That's like I don't know if they figure it out, but that's like the
You
blackjack.
keep those plates spinning.
That's like people that can't get off the blackjack table. It's the same thing. You're down 1,000.
Yeah.
Let's do another 1,000.
Yeah.
I know people that are so bad when they start spending money, they just start spend. I see them just give somebody $100. They're complaining to me about not having it, and then they're like, "I'm going broke, man. This money's going too quick."
Wow.
Just gave somebody $100.
It's like Floyd Mayweather or something.
Yeah.
No, but it's like you got to be the guy. I mean, gambling is one thing. Obviously, you're just losing money at that point. But if you're the kind of guy who's like, I mean, we talked about this before. If me and you are not comfortable borrowing money from a person,
Right.
from your friend,
Yeah.
just being like, hey, I need $400.
Then you feel weird when you owe it.
I'd feel weird. You'd feel weird. There are certain kind of guys, Donald Trump types in this world, who would be like, I don't feel weird at all.
Right.
You just gave me $400.
Yeah, got them.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and they're not even thinking about paying you back.
Exactly.
Dude, I quit
It's like a
loaning
profit.
money to people.
Yeah.
It's like I was just with somebody yesterday. I felt bad, dude. I didn't know. I can't afford to help everybody. I have so many friends that are broke.
Mm-hmm.
It's a difficult. It's like, yo, if I go out to eat, don't be like, oh, you want to get some food? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and then they're with you. I don't have any money, and it's just like I felt so bad. Like
Right.
even when I go out recording videos, and if you're with somebody and they're like, oh, it's cool, I'll just wait for the swipe. Couldn't even get a swipe on the train. I'm just like, man, here I'll swipe you. Here I'll get you a coffee. I'll get you this. Before you know it, it's like you go through $40.
Oh, I mean, we're talking about different amounts of money here, though.
It still adds up.
I guess, yeah. I mean, that's just, giving somebody a few bucks. But
Yeah.
imagine that same guy hits you up like, hey, I need $1,800 right now.
Well, it adds up when you got 7 broke friends.
That's a lot, though. I mean, that's a whole month of,
Right.
There's some guys who will email you or call you and be like, hey, I need $1,700 today.
Dude, I get it all the time.
Or something's going to happen.
I get it on my Instagram all the time. I get people, hey man, I've been following you since you had 5,000.
Yeah.
Can I borrow $400 now since you made it?
Hey, my
So
grandma's sick.
When I used to post the travel shit, dude, that's when I'd get
Oh.
every time I post a travel pic, boom, there comes the inbox.
Wow.
I got like 100 inboxes of people asking for money.
Wow, there's
People
impressed
threatening
that
me.
you were in Puerto Rico or something.
Right, they're mad.
Yeah, you must
Dude,
got some money.
Dude, you're over here in Iceland? What the fuck's that about?
Yeah, my teeth are fucked up.
People don't understand. Like, they'll be like, well, I just don't get why you'd even go to Iceland.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. That's how we're gonna turn everything around in the world, though. I don't know. Maybe it's like some guys that if they get drunk, they get more bold.
Yeah.
And they turn off that thing. I don't get that way when I'm drinking, where it's like suddenly you're not afraid of anything.
Right.
That's like I think people say like alcohol unlocks things about you. It makes you tell the truth.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me that. Some guys where it's like they drink alcohol and it makes them think, oh, I can fight somebody. Or it's like, oh, I could get any girl in here.
Right.
But it's like, I think that's not everybody.
With alcohol, I definitely get bolder with the ladies.
But you don't try to you're not like a fighter though.
No, I mean, I really try not to fight because my teeth.
Oh, yeah.
But I probably did a few times here and there drunk, Only if somebody goes after one of my friends. I was in a situation at a bar where I actually felt bad because I had some fans in the bar. I mean, that's really why I can't fight or be rude to anybody.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I get recognized all the time. Like,
yeah. I mean,
at the airport, everywhere. Even just yesterday, I probably got recognized 5 times.
Uh-huh.
So, I can't ever be angry ever in public anymore.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look. But I remember I was at a bar somewhere and some people started causing shit with one of my friends. I was in Bleecker Street and I kind of stood up for my friend. I was like, yo, man, like chill out or something. Like I kind of got aggressive.
Well, that's not like that's not like an aggressive move.
I think I had like my fist up. I was drunk.
Well, I mean, there's that. Aggressive guy is not like he's like going straight up to somebody who doesn't even has no problem with.
Oh,
Where it's like,
no.
we got to do something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Those guys exist.
Yeah.
You see them a lot.
Yeah, they come up to you all the time.
Yeah. But it's like that's the guy who's been like training how to fight all day. He's training MMA.
That really happens when you're out with a hot girl.
Yeah.
If you're out with a hot girl, a dude would just come over, like, just wanting to try you. I had that happen where a dude's, like, seen me on the punching machine, and, I slipped.
That's the worst.
I didn't do good, right?
Yeah,
I think I got
a
like
200?
fucking 118. I got, like, the lowest score you could put. Plus, dude, I'm short. I got to hit that thing way up here, like, so I'm all jumping up trying to hit this thing like a fucking, cricket or something. And, either way, this dude comes over afterwards. Yo, I seen what you did on the punching machine. He's all like, dude, he's just like ready to go. You want to fight? This is your girl? You want to fight? I was just on a date with the girl. But it's like, it definitely ruined the date. I had to ask my buddy to walk me to the car. I was like, dude.
Even if you did fight the guy, that's not like it's not going to improve the date.
Right, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's no positive outcome for the end of this.
It's just basically.
It's not even going to help the other guy. Even if the other guy wins, that's not going to change anything.
Yeah, it's not like she's going to run off with him. But you never know. She might.
No, it's not how. That's a movie thing. That's not how women work in real life.
Even in general, the thing where it helped the other guy was now 2 of us aren't getting laid. So now he's like, hey, now not only am I lonely,
mean, like he's trying to impress his friends.
I think he was there by himself.
You do get points for the other guys where it's like, oh.
Yeah, he's a tough guy.
Watch me be a tough guy.
I was actually scared.
That fucking punching machine is trouble, though.
Dude, it is.
I would not put that. And if I owned a bar, that would not be anywhere close to my bar.
Right.
That's insecurity in a machine right there. Or if I had a punching machine in a bar, it would be like cranked up where everybody gets 1,000.
Yeah.
Or it's like this is the feel good bar. We're not
Yeah.
making anybody feel bad about themselves. But,
I did a comedy show. They had a punching machine.
oh man.
You're trying to.
I mean, it's like
judge
you might as
people.
well put a bench press in your bar.
Right.
Or it's put like a feet measuring thing in your
A
bar.
boxing ring. Yeah, feet measuring.
Who's got bigger feet in the bar?
Dude, I think the big feet thing might be a good thing for the bar.
No, but it's like this. There's not going to be like you're not going to leave feeling better about yourself.
I've been spending a lot of time in bars. Dude, I feel so far from good about myself. Like, just the bar life in general. I live right next to the cheapest bar in New York. It's like everything's $3.
yeah.
Rudy's.
Uh-huh.
Free hot dogs. Everything's $3. Everybody in the neighborhood hangs out there. I'm making friends. I'm hanging with this dude, older guy. He's like, I've been coming here for 20 years almost every day. I'm just like,
Wow.
like, damn, what type of life is that?
Oh, maybe he likes the bar. I don't know.
He must.
It's like Cheers.
I mean, if I wasn't in comedy or in acting or something, maybe I'd be that guy.
Well, I mean, I think at least he's in the city. A lot of people there's like bars like that are in the sticks.
Yeah.
You go, upstate New York or something. There's some shithole bar that some guy had to drive drunk to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the same 3 people every day.
Yeah. At least it's a neighborhood spot.
Who's the new waitress? Let me say some rude things to her a little bit.
Right.
All these old dudes.
So you just when you go to the bar though, you just walk in. And you
Yeah,
just
no,
sit
everybody
just sit
shake
at the
about
bar.
100 hands.
Oh well.
Yeah, dude, it happens quick. You make friends quick. Well, it's crazy. A lot of people actually, like I said, dude, even though I don't have a lot of followers, I have a lot. Like, and it's like a weird New York thing because, dude, it's like at Rudy's, I'm fucking famous. I'm like a boxer. I'm like Rocky Marciano walking in there.
Wow.
People are buying me drinks.
So you've just been hanging out there though? That's
Yeah.
been your neighborhood spot?
Yeah.
Have you found any other like neighborhood stuff?
I like a couple blocks down. I got on the west side by like 12th Avenue. I got this little park area that's cool. It's just 2 blocks down from me.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was over there. It's like over by the boating dock area. And then I got some food places. I like some of those poke bowls, the raw salmon places.
Yeah. I don't trust it.
Yeah, actually, I just had a bad one. I think I'm
sketchy.
done with it.
Yeah. I need a place like the problem with those places is that like some of them aren't busy,
Uh-huh.
so it doesn't like rotate.
Yeah.
So it's just like they have like that sheet of plastic over it, and they just peel it off, and it's like I don't know how long that's been there, but
Right.
that dates. Yeah.
I'll be honest, I just had a bad one, dude. I feel the effects in my stomach for the past day. I think I'm done with it. Cooked for now on.
Seafood, you need to be able to sit there and look out the window at the ocean.
Yeah.
It's got to be that. That's the fish have to be coming from like right there.
Right.
Anything else, it's like I don't know how long this has been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting some secondhand fish.
Makes sense. Yeah, when it's all slimy and shit, you already know.
Yeah.
I couldn't even finish it.
Have you become a regular at any like the restaurants and stuff?
No, I've ate at the places. I mean, I ate that poke bowl up pretty good. I have that Chipotle right by my house. It's pretty cheap. I mean, you get the burrito, like $11 for a chicken burrito. It's a lot of food,
Yeah.
especially for my area. Shit's expensive.
Yeah, everybody's doing the thing now at Chipotle where they're filming the employees.
Yeah.
So,
Is it true with what's going? Like people aren't giving it enough at Chipotle now. I don't know.
at Chipotle, they used to play it like back in the day when Chipotle first came out. They were playing it real fast and loose, with like scooping stuff in.
Yeah.
And now I think the company's actually like, oh no, 1 scoop of chicken means this much chicken.
Because they're trying to keep the prices at 12.
No, not even that. They're just trying to make more money. They don't want to give you more stuff. But now people are getting all super aggressive about it. Of all restaurants, I don't know why Chipotle really brings out the cheapskate in people,
Huh.
where they think they can just get over on them.
Right. And I
Or-
mean, it is like the cheapest restaurant for the amount of food you get.
It's not like it's cheap though. I mean, if you go to a regular Mexican restaurant, it's still.
It's probably $19 for a burrito.
No, you go to go to this taco truck right there. It's a gigantic burrito, $10.
Oh.
But like Chipotle specifically, though, I don't know what it is about. Like, there's always been guys who've been trying to trick the Chipotle employee,
Yeah.
where you say, "Oh, I want half chicken, half steak," but I actually want it twice.
Yeah.
You do some weird shit, or it's your thing where it's like you pretend you forgot something.
Oh
and you
yeah.
go back.
Go back.
I
in.
was just thinking, actually, I want chicken and rice, but I'd
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, 5 minutes apart.
The secret I had with Chipotle was you got to take a breath between asking for toppings. You'd be like, I'll just go with, you know what? Just put some tomatoes on there, so and they give you a good amount. And I guess I'll do some cheese, and that'll be it. Oh, you know what? Can you throw some onions on?
I thought pollo meant beef.
Yeah.
But it's like you wouldn't go to any other restaurant and treat people like that.
Right.
You go to McDonald's and be like, hey, can I have 3 patties on my hamburger? And it's like, no. They're going to say no. That's not how a hamburger works.
And they wouldn't even politely say no, dude. You're getting cussed out.
Yeah, it's absurd.
I think on
Something
a
about
McDonald's,
Chipotle, though. There's a million restaurants in the country. People want to go to Chipotle so badly that they'll like pull out their phone and try to shame somebody publicly.
I hate Chipotle. I mean, I've ate it because it's cheap. It's dog food.
It's
Dude,
fine. I mean, it's what it is.
It's the worst you could get.
It's for fast food. It's probably the best of all, like the fast, like
yeah, I guess.
on the spot food. I mean, it's not as good as like Kava or Sweet Green or something, but for something to spend $12, that is the best quality for that percentage.
Yeah.
But it's like people are like it's all these TikTok people who like film the size of their burrito.
Right.
And they get all like indignant about it. It's like fucking go somewhere else.
Yeah, they refry it now. Did you see people are taking their burritos home and frying them?
People, I don't know, maybe it's just like because we're living in a big city. Maybe there are some small cities where there's just literally only one restaurant where it's just Chipotle.
Yeah.
But I feel like anywhere else, it's like, no, you can't go somewhere else.
Well, Chipotle was out doing their thing, killing the game, and then somebody came in, little under them, little cheaper, little more food, called Moe's. You come across
Moe's Southwest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I used to go to the one on 6th Avenue.
Yeah, dude, and it's better.
Remember? Well, I think they went out of business now.
Yeah, see, that's what they get.
Remember, like, Moe's, it was called Mo Monday?
Uh-huh.
It was $6 burrito or something?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my spots.
Yeah, you took me there one. We went and got them $6 burritos.
Oh, man. Fantastic.
Yeah, you can't beat a $6 burrito.
Those were the days.
I need to go back to cooking at home. Now that I live at home, dude, I need to save some money, man. This shit's expensive.
I told you this was going to happen.
Going on the cruise ships, you forget all the food you want for free. If I put a price tag on everything I ate on the cruise, because now I'm putting a price, dude, I could eat a lot. From doing the cruises, I eat. Like, I fucking eat. So it's getting expensive, bro. It's like, nowhere gives you any meat anymore. I got to go somewhere and just start finding an easy way to cook food.
Well, it's not that it's easy. It's just, it's not going to, it takes time.
I
There's
have
a trade-off.
to figure out an easy way, though. There's got to be like,
well, if you want
fry
to
it.
get like, not even that, but that's more like you get your little crock pot going.
yeah,
Throw a bunch of stuff in there.
maybe. I don't want to stand over the stove trying to cook some shit.
Yeah, it does. There's a drawback to it. Yeah, you got to start going to Chinatown or something. Going to,
Yeah, I don't take the train either. I never leave my neighborhood.
go up to the Heights.
Well, there is cheap places in my neighborhood. It's just, I spend a little too much fucking around. A lot of good restaurants. I mean, the food gets me.
Mm-hmm.
You walk by, you smell it, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat here. I'm gonna get a sandwich. All the food is great there. It's like, it's not the problem I had in this neighborhood or any other neighborhood outside of like the high dollar areas. You go to a deli, dude, you can't get a good fucking sandwich in this neighborhood. Like, they're gonna give you 2 pieces of meat. You can ask for double meat.
This is you. This is a skill
you
issue.
ain't getting a real sandwich, man.
Nah, this is a great sandwich. If you go to the, we can film this. This is easy. I can document the fact that you're wrong with this.
Me and you consider great are 2 different things.
Well, no, you're not getting like a Katz's Deli sandwich. You're getting a regular,
Dude, the deli
bodega
by my
sandwich.
house, I just went and got it, dude. I had to take meat off of the sandwich. It was 4 inches of meat. I got a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
Here's this much fucking meat. You ain't getting that shit over here.
Well, I mean, if you pay more, it's going to cost more.
It was like
It's gonna be-
$2 more than the sandwich.
It's going to be
here.
$6. You lie so much about it. I don't know what this issue. You're just like feel okay lying about it.
I don't, dude. Here, a sandwich on a roll is $8. There, it's 10. What?
Nah, it's going to be $6.
$7.99 here. Cheese turkey sandwich.
You're lying.
We'll go check it.
It's
We'll
$6.
get this on video.
It's $6.
Nah, dude.
Depending on where you go. Yeah.
This deli right across the street from our house.
Oh yeah.
It's got it every single day. Turkey sandwich, lettuce, tomato, pickles. It's like 7 weird tacks. Sometimes it's 8. My place, $9.99, $10 bill. No bullshit. Bow, you're done.
It's not 4 slices of turkey though.
Over here,
It's going to
dude,
be way more than that.
fucking dude.
Plus, how much fucking turkey do you need too?
But I'm just saying, like over there, it's a difference. I'd rather spend the $2 and have to have a real sandwich.
This is insane. It's the same guy who's always complaining about how fat he's getting too. Trying to eat the biggest sandwich of all time.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it's just like over here, it's just not worth it.
This is a complainer.
No, it's
This
just
is a complainer in life.
You're just used to it. You've been living over here eating these shitty sandwiches your whole life.
These sandwiches. I defend this neighborhood for.
When's the last time you had a real good sandwich?
I mean, I've had, if you go to like fancy deli, 2nd Avenue Deli or something, where it's like $18 or something. But like, or
that's a whole different.
You go to like a
sandwich.
fancy like Italian place or something.
No, I know where you're dropping 20. You're getting the hero. You can't even eat. I mean, those certain sandwiches, one human can't even eat that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of sandwich where it's like you eat that and it's like you're done for the day.
You're sharing that with somebody.
Yeah.
The fucking sandwich weighs 4 pounds.
Yeah, it's like a tourist sandwich.
But I mean, a regular sandwich for one person on a roll. I don't.
They have great sandwiches by the train.
I never
it's like
seen
$10.
those places.
Oh yeah, this is a skill issue on your part.
I always went. Maybe it's because I always went to the same 2 delis. This one and that one. The closest one's to our house.
Yeah, this one it is an issue at this one over here across the street. I mean, it's just like there's only that one guy who's good, and then like there's the other guy who like sometimes you don't see him there. So it's like I got to walk in and kind of scope the place out to see who's working.
Right.
And then like if he sees me and we make eye contact.
See, all this shit that we're talking backs up my point that it's a shitty sandwich.
Well,
you got to look for the right guy. You got to scope it out.
That's because I don't go. I mean, I usually don't go to this deli anymore. But
let me tell you something. The deli I go to, you never have to scope it out. It's always great.
You're paying more.
$2.
You live in Manhattan. Exactly. That's $2 on an $8 sandwich is 25%.
Yeah.
That's paying a lot more. That's substantially more.
It takes a lot longer to scope
for
out
a guy
deli
who's
workers.
trying. No, but I know where to go. Skill issue. This is called a skill issue.
You shouldn't need a skill to buy a sandwich.
Life takes skill. You're trying to pay more. This is the Manhattan in you. That's suddenly you think you're better than everybody.
Bro, it's the outer. But then you go to certain places in the Bronx, like the big places where they're proud of their sandwiches. That's a different story. But most of the time in these types of neighborhoods, it's just hard to get. It's hard to get actually your money's worth. It's all about the hustle. I feel like they gotta scam you down. They gotta save it. They gotta cheapen it out.
The only thing that you run into, or at least I run into, is you do get people try to rip you off.
That's what I'm saying.
The change thing.
The change thing. I mean, they try to rip you off with the amount of food they give you.
Nah.
Dude, these chicken burritos around here got no meat in them. It's a difference, man.
This is a complete skill issue on your part.
I think it's
you go to the wrong
never
places
lived in the city.
No, you go to the wrong places and you get ripped off, and you write off the entire neighborhood. This is complete skill issue.
I had every burrito in this.
No, you did not. This is 100%. I don't know how you feel comfortable lying to people like this.
What do you There's 3 burrito places.
No, go to the trucks right there. I've told you this 100 times. Don't go to these places are going to rip you off. You can see which ones are going to rip you off. And you can see what the price is before you order it, too.
I want to bite into a burrito and have chunks of meat in there.
There are places.
I never found them.
This is skill issue. You lived here for 3 years and you didn't go anywhere.
I ate at all these places.
No.
I mean, except for the one place across the street, that weird restaurant that's always looking for.
Yeah.
I've never ate there. Other than that,
I've had the place. The food's good, but it is, I mean, any place like that.
I've never seen one soul in there.
Yeah.
There's a burrito down here that's okay, but it's $20. It's the Hungry or the burrito place.
That place is no good either.
The place by your Chinese place, dude, I had to open it up and bring it back. Chicken burrito. I'm like, can you show me the chicken in this?
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking with a fork. She's like, there's a piece. There's a piece. I'm like, what?
You got to go to the truck.
There's
There's one place in the neighborhood that has unquestionably good burritos.
So there's one good burrito in this
$10.
neighborhood.
Well, it's right there. If you want to lose money, if you're weak in the brain, you can lose your money in this neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's like you
just got to eat at all 14 burrito places.
No, you go to one place. It's right there.
Find the good one.
This is a skill issue on your part.
It's just you shouldn't have to. There shouldn't be a restaurant if the food's bad. You shouldn't have to have a skill in finding good food.
It's a tough world. You got to be savvy. This is your Midwestern attitude towards the big city.
It could be because in the Midwest you get good food. You get a real sandwich.
Yeah, but this is also we're in New York City. Things are moving.
Things-
You're too weak. You're the weak fish.
Defend it as much as you want.
You got to
but
be quick.
nah,
You got to move. We got stuff to do
you
here.
can defend it as much as you want.
Ah,
but
this is
these
a-
outer boroughs.
This is a victim mentality.
There's favoritism. They got to know you. The hot girl gets more meat on the sandwich.
Yeah. These are all, these are all skill issues. You got to learn how to
Shouldn't
navigate, how to move.
Or just go
This
to a
world
place.
is not going to give you you act entitled to these things. You got to work
I'm a
for it.
paying customer.
Yeah, that
I
doesn't
am entitled.
You're entitled to it. You got to know how to operate.
See, these businesses, man, it's like that mentality of when you first get there, when you first go, it's good. So I don't know. Maybe after 2 weeks of being in Hell's Kitchen, maybe they'll be like, oh, we already got this guy. Just take some meat off that burrito. You never know.
Yeah. The guy at the deli does not give a fuck how much meat he's putting on the sandwich. It's not his meat.
Dude, I beg to differ.
Nah.
They watch that meat, dude.
For certain stuff, if it's like, they can only put a certain amount of, bacon or something on it. But it's like these people, the guy doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't, it's not like it's his store.
Well, I think with him, he's like, I don't want to slice more meat. I want to stretch this out. Be lazy, smoke some weed,
Yeah.
gamble
Well,
on
some
my
of those
phone.
guys, the problem is that there are some guys, like I said at this bodega, who just doesn't take pride in his work.
That's what the problem is.
Yeah. Well, you know how to avoid that guy.
Yeah, I feel like in this neighborhood, though, you have to avoid 90% of the people.
Nah. This is a you issue.
Maybe.
You come in with the negative attitude. That's the problem. People see you walk in here. It's like, I got to rip this guy off because he's a fucking asshole. You don't come in trying to actually contribute to
I
the
come in
community.
with a smile.
No, you come in, take. You got to come into these things positively, and people treat you
Nah,
the way you get what you put in. You come in there trying to act suspicious, and you're like, oh, that guy's ripping me off. It's like, yeah, we're going to rip you off.
I'll tell you what, this deli, though, I did the one across the street from our house. The reason I kept going there is because I called him out. Like we talked about, you got to ask.
Yeah.
I straight up say, hey, man, I want about an inch of meat on that sandwich. I'll pay any amount.
Yeah.
If you charge me $1 more, I
There
have
you
an inch of
go.
meat. Maybe that's why the sandwich is $8 for me.
That's why this is a you issue. You're going into these things negatively, and you're wondering why you get a negative response. It's because people see it, they can feel it. This is dog eat dog.
So since I'm going to Hell's Kitchen with a positive, that's why I'm getting 5 inches of meat for $2
Yeah,
more.
they can see you walking in. It's like, oh, this guy's giving off good vibes. You see some fucking Swedish tourist walked in. He's all cheap.
Right.
And he's trying to like size the place up, and he's asking about the health code or something. It's like, no, that guy's getting bad treatment.
Yeah, cut him
And
off.
He deserves it.
Even like here, I tried one of these Spanish bars, and the dude didn't even want to let me in. $14
yeah.
for a Corona.
Yeah, I've never done that either. So
Yeah, it's like, bro, 14.
you got to know
bucks.
your surroundings. That situation, they're trying to get you out.
Right. They're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we don't want him here all night.
Yeah. Well, we got this is our place. You gotta know how to operate in these situations.
Yeah, dude, honestly, my biggest gripe with this neighborhood was the food. I mean, you have your little spots. You don't mind walking, like, you'll go on an adventure to go get, like, fruit. That's a problem for me. It's like, I don't want to walk 15 minutes to go get
why
some
you
fucking
weigh
blueberries.
195 pounds. You don't want to walk somewhere to get something healthy. You want to sit here and complain.
But it's like New York, can't you just, you don't get the blueberries across the street because you know they're shit.
Yeah, of course.
You had to live here
Skill
for
issues.
4 years, yeah.
Nah, I figured it out pretty quick. These are bad berries. Plus, I want to walk around.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to say the food in this neighborhood is not. This isn't like an incredible food neighborhood.
That's all I'm saying. It's not
I
the
could
best.
live, and here's the like I'm always saying. Whenever people talk about good food, bad food, it's like, oh, this is a great restaurant. You got to try. We live in fucking New York City. There's great restaurants
Right.
everywhere.
I
I could
literally-
find a steakhouse that's going to be good. That's not the problem. The problem is I can't go to a steakhouse.
I live on Restaurant Row right now.
Yeah,
So
I
there's
could live.
tons of great food.
I could go into the city and find any kind of food you could ever want, and it would be great. But it's going to cost like $80.
Right.
So it's like I'm not getting that. I know where to get a good turkey sandwich because it's
But every now and then you got to spoil yourself, Danny. You're working, you're making money.
Yeah, I mean sometimes you do, but it's like people act like finding a restaurant is the skill, or like they get excited when they're like, "Oh, I found a new seafood restaurant," and it's like, no, I know where I have fucking Google.
Right.
I can find all these things.
There is always that next level of, damn, this shit hits different though. Like, you know.
Nah, there's good food. You got to pay for good food.
Yeah, but you could pay for good food and it not be good just because the price tag's high.
No, but it's like it's not rocket science to find a good restaurant. And people act like I'm a foodie. I know all the
Right.
spots. It's like, no, you don't. You can Google this shit that we can Google.
Well, those foodies though, that's the thing. When you talk to them, they'll be like, yeah, they use a saison on the shred. Like they know.
Nah, that's
You
just,
could taste the
that's
difference.
all bullshit. That's
You
all
think
just
so?
TikTok bullshit. It's somebody's personal brand.
Well, like I ate in an expensive Italian restaurant. I'm like, this will be good. My,
Yeah.
I'm spoiling myself. This is a nice Google fucking 5,000 reviews. This shit was terrible. It was an expensive Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Dude, the noodles weren't cooked. I couldn't even finish the plate. And it's one of those situations where you could always find looks like a good restaurant.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those in the city.
Well, that's just like, probably knowing what Italian
Maybe the
noodle
new
that
cook
to
just
order.
came in.
Well, there's like those. It's all like in French or something. So you gotta order the right thing.
Yeah.
But for most things in the city, when it's like, here's the top 10 steakhouses in New York City, it's like, yeah, Peter Luger is going to be a good steak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it isn't like, how'd this guy figure this out?
Yeah.
Oh man, this guy's eating at $100 steakhouse. It's like, of course it's going to be good.
Yeah.
This
Man, I
is not
just
the
had a
issue.
good steak too.
The
man.
issue is that if you had that kind of money, then it's like, yeah, you could eat quite well.
Yeah.
My thing is that the reason I eat like shit is because it's kind of where we're at.
And the only real options in this neighborhood is chicken, rice, and beans.
Well, there's you cook food. You go to the deli. You go to Chinese food, pizza. But yeah, I usually just cook at home now. So
You got the Chinese food. The pizza isn't bad. Oh, you've been cooking at home?
yeah. Well, now I'm fucking broke because
Oh,
rent's
yeah.
up. Yeah. So it's like, but plus it's healthier.
What,
But
what type of shit do you make? You really cook like on top of the stove?
make some chicken, and
Damn, yeah, that's
vegetables
cooking.
or something. Yeah. I mean, like I don't really go crazy with it, but it is better than having to always eat takeout. I can't eat any of this chicken and rice shit anymore.
Dude, me neither.
That's
I don't
bad
even
for
want to
you.
look at this shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, more so the rice than the chicken.
And this
I
is
can't
hood
eat all that.
Chinese food. This isn't real Chinese food. Like, this neighborhood has the hood shit. This ain't like you're not going to a Chinese restaurant here.
Yeah, well, it's not like Chinatown or something.
Yeah, it's not like a
Dim
real
sum.
Chinese menu. Like, I wonder if they even eat this fucking bullshit in China. Orange chicken and fried rice.
I mean, I think they just have like their own thing they cook out of it. But all these Chinese restaurants in this neighborhood and everywhere else, it's all the exact same food.
Right.
They get it from the same distributor.
Same menu.
Yeah. All the General Tso's.
There's a
it's
good
like-
Chinese place over by like 8th Street, and when you cut over from the N train to Washington Square Park, you know how you could walk down. I don't know what that
Yeah.
is. 8th Street maybe. Is a really good. Like,
Oh, on the left.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that place is great.
It's like hot pot.
It's a little expensive, but
Yeah.
I consider that a real Chinese restaurant. Like, dude, they got fucking shit in that bowl. You don't even know what it is.
I mean,
that
that is like American Chinese food, though. That's not
Oh,
like
yeah, it's not
Chinese
Chinese
food. You
style.
got to go to like Flushing or you go to like way into Chinatown, and it's like real Chinese food is just some sort of soup. That's some old lady that's cooking like cabbage soup or something.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not like that. The reason why they got to make it more fancy in America is because people aren't gonna want to drink cabbage soup.
Yeah, you ain't gonna come here and just make money selling soup.
Yeah, but that's like I think every culture, Chinese food, Colombian food, anything. If you actually go authentic and it's somebody's grandmother cooking for you, it's always going to be some sort of soup.
Really?
Yeah.
And
So look at what
rice,
these
though.
Colombian-
rice is huge.
Look at what not even that. Look at what these Colombian grandmothers are eating when they're on the side of the road. It's always some sort of soup with some weird little like fish thing in it,
Huh?
where it's like the whole fish.
Yeah.
It's that thing.
I never paid attention, to be honest with
Every culture they do, but it's like I wouldn't even know how to order that. I don't even know what the dish is called.
you. Yeah.
But it's always like they're eating like it's like an old lady who's like sweating.
I do see the rice, I'm telling you, from around the world.
Yeah.
White rice, just nothing on it, but white rice is a huge. I mean, there's so many people that live off that every day, 3 meals a day. Like I see it. Like you get people from Indonesia or the Philippines, and that's all they eat.
Yeah.
And
It's
you'll
not good for you.
You'll see them, dude. I'm telling you, 19 cups of rice on one plate. The plate's 8 inches tall.
Well, that's why this guy is like in his 50s and he's like 5'1". I mean, he's skinny. He looks like Manny Pacquiao. But
Yeah.
The reason these guys are all so small,
I don't know if it's because of the rice.
No,
Does that
but
stunt your growth?
they're not eating enough.
There's no
there's no
nutrients.
protein. There's not enough. There's no actual like nutrients and vegetables in it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not starving.
Just eating rice.
Yeah.
And they love it.
It's food for people who are like, they had to fight for their food.
Well, when I talk to them, they'll act like everything else makes them sick. Because I ask them, I'm like, so you just eat rice? Like, it's very popular in like Indonesia, I think too.
Yeah.
Or what's that part of like India where they're like also Asian? Do you know the part I mean?
It's like Nepal.
Yeah, I think over there. Yeah, they. That's the person I was talking to. Was a girl from there, and she was like, she's like, no, I can't eat anything else. It's poison. It'll get me sick. Like, they look at. I think some of them look at meat and things like that like poison.
Oh wow. Well, let's plug some dates.
I got nothing. What do I got?
You're going to Puerto Rico. Yeah,
dude, I don't even keep track anymore.